some good news for the right. There are more Republican women running for federal office now than ever before. We saw
Well, that's not saying that much, but it's a trend, right?
it's a trend, and it's a pretty big jump.
Are we looking on the left here, on the right?
We're looking on the right. Sorry, I should
Okay.
have rearranged the slide.
No, that's fine. But you see the sharp increase there.
Yep. And so it's, a similar kind of trajectory as what Democrats saw in 2018, which was, the year of the woman, but it was really the year of the Democratic woman. We're just seeing over 200 Republican women running for, this is just for U.S. House, much less state.
That's nationwide. Over 200 women ran for Congress this year.
Yep.
Higher than the Democrats in 2016, but the Democrats really cranked it up. So obviously, the going after the women's vote is critical, and the Republicans are playing the game too.
They're playing the game, and I think there's a couple of things that I think point to why this increase has happened. I think the party structure has been a little bit more focused on recruiting women candidates, but there's a phrase that I like to use is that women are risk aware. They are not necessarily risk adverse. So when women candidates are kind of thinking about, or when women are thinking about becoming candidates, they will really look at the landscape, see if they have the possibility to win, but they know that is always going to be a risk.
Sure.
What they're really looking for is the support going to be there on the other side of, like, once I file my nomination papers, is there going to be support? Is there going to be fundraising support? Is there going to be kind of outside support? Is there all of these kind of mechanisms? And you can see kind of, if you look back in 1990 to 1992, there was a big jump in Democratic women. And that was the onset of Emily's List. And when Emily's List really started getting around and their reputation increased. So Democratic women saw that there was a structure within the party to support them. And I think after 2018, the group that I was formerly with, Winning for Women, on the federal side, and then also Elise Stefanik, especially, and her leadership pack, she's a congresswoman from New York, stepping up to say, hey, you should run, we're going to be here for you, really helped encourage some Republican women to jump into the ring.
I think Democrats, at least anecdotally from what I've heard and what they've told me, that they will vote for a woman over a man because she's a woman. More so, I say more so than Republicans would vote for a woman versus a man. Did we see that in any polling or model? That's just my gut instinct. As far as a deciding factor, I think Democrats will make that shift. I mean, look, in Virginia, they recruited women for the House in 2018. They, Jennifer Wexton, Abigail Spanberger, Elaine Luria, they went after women and basically said, we're running women. Yep. And the party got behind them and said, guys, get the hell out of the way. We're putting women on the ticket, and we're going to vote for women because Trump is so unpopular with women.
And I think the Republican Party is in that we're going to recruit women, but we're not quite in that space where we're going to push men out of the way. I don't think we like to
see that's a big thing for, because more women, more men are Republican vote. More male Republican voters identify with being male and going, I'm not going to vote for someone just because she's a woman. I'm going to vote for.
But you also have to remember that what Republicans vote on, especially Republican primary voters vote on, is a very different set of issues. And you have a different set of, let's say, stereotypes that kind of come into play. Whereas Democrats really look to social issues when they're in their primaries. That tends to play more in positively with the stereotypes that plague women candidates. On the Republican side, our primaries often, and especially recently, focus on security issues, where Republicans want candidates who are strong. And I mean that in kind of a lot of different ways. They want to see someone with mental and physical strength, which is counter to a lot of the stereotypes that they have of women candidates. And it's, not just of women generally, but it's also, when you look at the media landscape, most of the women in office are Democrats. Right. So there's kind of that disconnect. So women candidates, I'm working with a bunch of them on the federal side this year. If they're going through primaries, I really kind of stress to them that you have to focus on showing grit, showing your ability to get things done. Because Republican primary voters, that's what they're looking for. And when you're just kind of shown a blank male face and a blank female face, they're going to kind of think that the man is going to be stronger on these issues, and it has very little to do with the candidates themselves, and it's more about
Yeah, we're seeing that here in Virginia with a state senator who's running for governor next year, and she's basically calling out the men, saying that, I mean, she's literally posted on Facebook, "Why don't you grow a pair?" She's trying to be the uber tough female in the crowd by basically calling out the manhood of frankly her colleagues in the state Senate by saying they don't want a strong independent woman, they're just weak males and this kind of thing. It's been an interesting dynamic, and I think to your point, that's what she's playing into. I won't mention her name because I don't want to give her any street cred.
I think that's probably true. I don't know if it works when it's a personal attack. I tend to think that kind of backfires on candidates, especially in the early stages of a primary. But if you're looking at kind of the ad that Joni Ernst played in her first run, where she was going to make them squeal, and she played into the whole like pig farmer aspect of her bio, that showed her as tough, and it helped her get through that primary.